I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's a winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
What's good, Shellitronnn here with the most woke, no joke, and I'm back at it again with a brand new video. And today we're going to be wrapping up our series talking about the Amazon series, All or Nothing, where they cover the full 2018 season for the Panthers. We're focusing on the 7th episode of the season, the second to last episode of the season, where we're going into week 13. And I think we all know just about what we're getting into now. From the last couple episodes, we understand what the mood is going forward. We understand that, look, it ain't looking all that great. We're actually 6-5 at this point, and we are risking going into the next game, out of the playoffs. We're about to face the Bucks, and the first thing we see in this episode is Cam and some other guys on the bench at practice, and they see David Tepper over there, just watching the practice or whatever, and Cam calls him over and says, hey, Mr. Tepper, can you give us some words of advice? Can you give us something to motivate us, something to get us up and ready to go for this upcoming week? And David Tepper's like, win. You thought of that yet? I mean, there's a big long list of things you can do. Have you tried maybe thinking about winning lately? But jokes aside, he talks about how he's been down bad before, been down 20%, and he said the biggest thing isn't about if you win, if you lose. It's about how you respond to losing and how you bounce back from losing. And that was really inspiring, and Ken goes and ruins the moment. He goes to shake David Tepper's hand, and he holds it, and he says, hey, you know how much money this hand done touch? I ain't gonna lie, that was probably one of the best moments of this whole season so far. It's not even close to being related to football, but if you don't like Cam and you watch that clip and you don't find yourself liking Cam just a little bit, then it ain't about nothing else, and you know why you don't like Cam at that point. That was probably one of the funniest parts of this whole series, but that's just about where the lightheartedness ends in this episode, because then we see Eric Washington and the whole defense in a meeting. And just as an aside real quick, Eric Washington looks really, really elite as a coach, as a motivator, as a guy, as a leader of men. He looks elite. But it was just that his play calling, his signal calling, his decision making just was not good on the field. So I take back what I said about him as a coach. He looks good as a coach, probably not all that great as a signal caller, as a guy making decisions. But he was saying a lot of things like there's no accountability on defense, which we saw a quick glimpse of that, and it wasn't just the guy I'm talking about. You already know there's other guys on the team. Losing was a group effort on defense, and everybody pitched in to be really bad on defense this whole year, which we really can't boost that. It is what it is. Then we saw TV58 say, look, can we have a players only meeting here? And he said it should not take Coach Ron Rivera coming into our defensive meetings to tell us to have some kind of heart, to tell us to play the game the right way, to tell us to look like we actually know what we're doing here. Because, to tell you the truth, if we don't get better now, this room right here going to look a lot different, which was kind of sad to see, because he was the main guy who actually ended up not getting signed again on the defense. And hey, it is what it is. We all understand that. But it didn't get much better. We're in the Bucks game, and look, our run D was getting gashed. This was the game, I think, didn't Eric Reed have 7 or 8 tackles this game? And most of those tackles weren't from passes. Those were from the D-line and the linebackers missing tackles, and Eric Reed having to come down and make tackles from the third level. He was getting a lot of cleanup tackles. I think near the bottom half of this season, he was getting a lot of tackles based off of guys just not really wrapping up, guys missing tackles, guys getting ran through. It was not looking good at all. And the thing about it is, our run defense, I think, was ranked pretty well, but it wasn't like we were actually stopping the run. It was just that teams realized we can run to the Panthers, but why should we? We were making Adam Humphries look like Randy Moss out there. I remember thinking, watching the game, wait, who's Adam Humphries, and is he really like this? Is this man really like that? Because he was running up and down on us. He was really catching everything and anything. I'm thinking to myself, this is Jameis Winston throwing in the ball, right? We making both these guys look like goats. It was looking like Montana to Rice out there, and we ended up losing that game, and we also lost Greg Olsen. It was bad all around. It was hard to watch. It was very hard to watch. And then we got to the Browns game, which right before we got to it, Brady Hoke, the D-line coach, and Jeff Imamura, the DB's coach, the assistant DB's coach, I believe it was, at the time, both got fired. And right after the loss, we saw Eric Washington get relieved of his duties, like I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. And that Browns game was a bad one. It was horrible. I'm not going to lie to you. The Browns were good this year, though. The Browns were good, and I actually did call. I said this is the game that we're going to lose this year. We always have a game every single year where there's a team that we should beat, but we always end up losing to a team that we know we should beat. every single year. You have to always include that one game in your schedule predictions, and the Browns were it. I knew from the start that the Browns were going to be looking really good this past year. They almost made the playoffs. They couldn't make the playoffs this year or this past year, and they're going to be looking even better this upcoming season. But, I mean, I definitely saw that game even before the season even started. I said, look, the Browns are going to be looking nice, and this is a game we're going to have to really worry about because they're going to come out firing on all cylinders. I believe in Baker Mayfield anyway, but, I mean, they looked really good that game, and we didn't. We just weren't all that clutch, and that's what it comes down to. And then we get to that Saints game. And I want to save the Saints game, talking about this, for the next episode. I know it starts off near the end of the game, but I want to go over the whole Saints game in my episode 8 review, so I have all the time to talk about it, because this is a game where it was a heartbreaker. It was a heartbreaker. We had a chance, an opportunity, a clear-cut, just a gift from God himself, and we fumble it. No other way of putting it. Speaking of fumbles, DJ Moore, we gonna fix that. Anyway, man, what are your thoughts on episode 7? Did you watch it yet? Have you not watched it yet? Are you already done with this series? I'm sure most of you guys are already done with this series. What are your thoughts on episode 7? Let me know all that in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.